Hello. 1,000-year-old grave found in Finland may be the oldest non-binary burial. Modern analysis of 1,000-year-old graves in Finland challenges long-standing belief about gender roles in ancient societies and may show that non-binary people were not only accepted but respected as members of their community, the researchers said. According to a peer-reviewed study in the European Journal of Archaeology, the remains of late Iron Age DNA analysis in the tomb of Sauntaka Vesterominaki in Haluta, southern Finland, may belong to the high-ranking non-binary person. Discovered during the construction in 1968, the tomb contained jewelry in the form of an oval brooch and pieces of a woolen clothing, suggesting that the deceased wore the typical female costume of the time, the researchers said. But amazingly, the tomb also contained a sword without a hilt that was placed on the man's left side with another sword, likely stored at a later date and buried above the original tomb, an attribute more often associated with masculinity to carry. Suggests that either two bodies, a man and a woman, were buried in Svantaka's tomb, or this is the evidence that there were strong female leaders, even female warriors, in early medieval Finland. The person who was buried appeared to be a highly respected member of the community, said the study's lead author Ulla Maul-Einen, an archaeologist at the University of Turku. They were placed in the grave of the soft blanket with leather and precious objects. However, DNA analysis revealed that the grave only contained the remains of one person, and this person had Klinefelter syndrome. Usually, women have two X chromosomes, XX, and men have an X and a Y, XY. In Klinefelter syndrome, a man is born with an extra copy of the X chromosome, XXY. Men with this syndrome, which affects about 1 in 660 men, are still genetically male and often don't know they have an extra chromosome. But the condition can cause enlarged breasts, small penis and testicles, low sexual desire, and infertility. Finnish researchers warn that DNA results are based on small samples and only a small number of genetic sequences can be read, meaning they will have to rely modeling to some extent. But they say that based on that data, it is likely that the bodies in the cemetery in Svantaka have XXY chromosomes. High-level burials lead to the conclusion that the man may have identified himself outside of traditional gender segregation. The general context of the tomb suggests it was an honorable person whose gender identity may have been non-binary, they wrote. If the features of Klinefelter syndrome are clear, Maul-Einen said the man may not have been fully regarded as a woman or a man in early medieval communities. The rich collections of items buried in the tomb is proof that the person was not only accepted but also valued and respected. The results challenge the idea that in super masculine setting of early medieval Scandinavia, men with female and male social roles in women's clothing were ignored and viewed as shameful, the researchers said. The person may also have been accepted as a non-binary person for other reasons. They already have a special or a secure position in society, the researchers say. For example, from a wealthy or influential family or as a shaman. Paleogeneticians and academics with experience in analyzing ancient DNA linked to the Life Science website usually say the study is convincing and suggests that the man buried in Svantaka may not be binary. Archaeologists and historians also support the results, saying it's nice to see new work on gender and identity issues. Lesjek Gardella of the National Museum of Denmark said the research showed that early medieval society had a very nuanced approach and understanding of gender identity. Thanks.